Assalamu alaikum everyone. So this is from May June 2025. This is a cash books question. Question number 1 of May June 2025 paper 2 and 2. And this is the easiest. I mean, this is going to be so easy. Most of the students get like if they prepare well, they can get a very good score in the cash books question. So the question here says Kadima is a trader. He sells on credit only during March 2025. The following transactions took place. Uh, we have to basically record all these transactions in the cash book given on the next page. So they've given you balance brought down for cash 50, bank 840, and then obviously you're going to record all of these transactions. March 4 paid Lee 196 by bank transfer in full settlement of an invoice of 200, which means we were supposed to pay him 200, but we are paying him 196 by bank transfer. So this is going to be recorded on the credit side of this cash book. I'm going to write here Lee, and I'm going to write here March 4. What about the $4 amount? So 200 minus 196 gives me $4, which is my discount received in this case. Whenever we are making a payment, and then when our supplier they basically allow us to pay less than what we owed them. So we owed them 200, but we are paying 196. So that means this is the difference is basically $4 is your discount received. The next transaction here says received payment by check 291 from Sophia, who had deducted 3% cash discount. So already in 291 cash discount has already been deducted. So 291 is 97%. What is basically 100%? So you have to basically calculate what is 100%. So in this case 100% is $300. So basically Sophia owed us $300, but she's paying us $291, which means we are going to record this on the debit side. I'm going to write here March 6. I'm going to write here Sophia. I'm going to write here 291 in the bank column, and discount allowed is going to be $9 because she was supposed to pay us 300, but she basically gave us a check of $291. And you guys know this very well that on the check you wouldn't write the amount before discount. You will always write. It's very logical that whenever we are giving a check to someone, or we are receiving a check from our customer, on the check the customer will write the amount which is after cash discount. So I know this definitely. I'm definitely sure that 291 is 97%. Okay, next, March 14 paid motor expenses $26 by cash. I'm going to record this on the credit side. I'm going to write here March 14 motor expenses $26 in the cash column. March 19 received payment by bank transfer 375 from Merv, a customer. So I'm going to record this on the debit side. I'm going to write here Merv, and I'm going to write here in the bank column I'm supposed to write 375 because this is the amount that we received through a bank transfer. This is going to be March 19, so I'm going to write here March 19. Okay, paid Mark 240 by online transfer having deducted 4% cash discount. Again, 240 is basically 96%, and if you calculate 100%, you will get your value will come out to be $250. So we were basically supposed to pay Mark 250, but when we made an online transfer, we made an online transfer of $240, which means $10 is the discount that we've received from Mark. So I'm going to record this on the credit side. I'm going to write here Mark. I'm going to write here $10 in the discount received column and 240 in the bank column because online transfer is also a bank transaction, and this is going to be March 22. The next transaction here, withdrew $400 cash from bank for business use. So if you guys look at the transaction, bank balance is being reduced, cash balance is being increased, right? So you're basically taking out money from the bank, and you're putting it in the cash for business use. So I'm going to record this. I'm going to credit the bank $400, and I'm going to write cash in the details, and this is going to be March 28. And cash, basically cash is being received, so I'm going to debit the cash column, and I'm going to write here bank in the details, and I'm going to write here March 28. So you guys cannot write, this is a contra entry, so you guys cannot write this, record this as drawings. Why? Because this is not personal use, this is business use. So whenever you take out money from the bank for business use, it's not for personal use, right? So this cannot be recorded as drawings. Withdrew cash 400 from bank before business use is going to be cash increasing, bank decreasing. So bank will be credited. In the details you write cash. Cash will be debited. In the details you write bank. Contra entry affects both sides of the cash book. There are two types of contra entries. Um, one is this type when you take out cash from the bank, and the other type is that when you have too much cash in the office, you put that into the bank. That is the other type of contra entry. Okay, paid wages $362 in cash. So I'm going to record this on the credit side. March 29, wages 362 because I have paid wages in cash, and you guys know this very very well that credit side is the payment side, debit side is the receipt side. So whenever we are receiving money, we record that on the debit side. Whenever we are paying money, we record that on the credit side. Okay, last transaction, March 30, paid motor expenses $91 by check. I'm going to record this on the credit side. I'm going to write here March 30. I'm going to write here motor expenses. So this is the second motor expense that I'm paying, but now I'm going to pay this by check. So I'm going to record this in the bank column. Initially, when I paid motor expenses on March 14, I paid in cash, so I recorded that in the cash column. Now I'm done with all the transactions, so I'm going to calculate the balance carried down, which is going to be very easy. For discount allowed and discount received, you guys are not supposed to calculate a balance. You just total the the column. So $14 for discount received, $9 for discount allowed. For cash on the debit side, I have $450, and on the credit side, there are two payments. So there's $26 plus 362, which is going to be 388. So 450 minus 388 is going to be $62. So $62 is my the $62 will be my balance carried down. I'm going to write here balance carried down, and I'm going to write $62. And for bank, so debit bank is 840, which is the balance brought down, plus 291 plus 375. This is going to be 1506, so 1506. And for credit side is 196 plus 240 plus 400 plus 91. This is going to be 927. So 1506 minus 927 is going to give me 579, which is my balance carried down for the bank. Basically, this is my bank balance remaining at the end of the year. This total will be 450 on both sides. This total will be 1506 on both sides. This balance carried down will become my balance brought down. So balance carried down will be on March 31, because March 31, basically March has 31 days, and my balance brought down will be the same. Balance carried down will be copied as balance brought down. So $62 for cash and 579 for bank, and this is going to be April 1. That's it for cash book. For the next part, Kadima has received a bank statement dated 31st March 2025. The bank statement shows the check for motor expenses had not been presented yet to the bank. So this is unpresented check. So the check that we paid for motor expenses, this was the check, right? Sorry, this was the check. We recorded this check in our cash book, but the bank did not record it. Okay. So for this, you need to basically adjust the bank statement balance, because the bank did not record it, right? We have recorded it, and we don't know the bank statement balance, so we can't adjust the bank statement balance. Then they are saying the amount received from Merv was 357. Kadima has checked his record and found that the amount shown on the bank statement is the correct amount. So the amount that we have received from Merv, and we have recorded over here. So we have recorded 375, which means we have over recorded it. So 375 minus 357 is going to give me how much? So it's $18. So we have basically overstated the bank balance by $18. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write here balance as per cash book. So the cash book balance that I calculated was 579. Then I'm going to write less the overstatement of Merv's amount. So overstatement I have basically overstated, like I have over recorded my amount by $18. So I'm going to subtract $18 from this, 579. So my corrected balance will be 579 minus 18, which is 561. This is my corrected balance. They're saying calculate the amount shown for the bank balance which Kadima would show in his statement of financial position. So for this thing, I don't need to correct my cash book balance because this is already correct in the cash book. I have recorded my motor expenses, uh, check paid for motor expenses in the cash book correctly. However, this amount that I have taken from Merv, I have recorded this incorrectly because I have recorded this as 375, although I should have recorded this as 357. So that overstatement I need to correct, and that's it. I don't need to account for this because this basically, if I had this for this I need to correct the bank statement balance, but for the second one I need to correct the cash book balance, which I have corrected in part B. Then they are saying Kadima is considering stopping using cash and checks in his business. All payments would be made directly from the bank account, and all customers would be required to pay by bank transfer. He would allow cash discount of 5% for all payments received within 30 days of invoice. Okay, so they are basically not accepting any money in cash or in the form of check, and they are also making payments by bank transfer, and also they are requiring their customers to also pay by bank transfer. Advise Kadima whether or not he should make the above changes. Justify your answer by providing points for and against making these changes. If Kadima receives payments by bank transfer, that would be much safer as the risk of theft is reduced. Because when the more cash you have on your store or in your premises, the more like it's riskier to have cash on your premises. So this reduces the risk of theft. The record of the receipts will be available on the bank statement. All the money that is being received, you just look at the bank statement and you get all the values that you have received during the year or during the month. Many customers prefer to pay by bank transfer as it is more convenient. It's very convenient. Also, Kadima doesn't have to visit the bank to deposit cash or pay in checks because obviously she's not receiving any money in cash. She's not receiving any checks. She's directly getting in the money in the bank. The increase in cash discount allowed will also increase sales. Obviously, that will attract more customers towards Kadima's business because she is giving more cash discounts. However, many customers still uh, prefer cash and checks. Also, many suppliers may also prefer cash, may prefer that the amounts are being received in cash and checks. So. Many customers may still prefer to by cash, pay by cash or checks. Also, many suppliers may prefer cash and checks because may prefer to receive money in cash and to receive in the receive uh, in cash and checks or receive money through cash and checks. Okay, the bank may increase the bank charges. Also, the bank may increase the bank charges because there are lots of transactions being done through the bank. Like money is being received in the bank, money is being paid out through the bank. So there are lots of transactions that the bank is allowing Kadima. Also, increased cash discount allowed both will reduce profitability. So bank charges is again an expense. Bank charges is an expense, and discount allowed is also an expense. Both of these will be part of the expenses section of the income statement, and therefore that will reduce profitability. Kadima should keep the option of receiving money and making payments through cash and checks and increase cash discounts, because keeping cash and checks as also an option is also something. It's like giving more convenience to your customers. Whatever way they want, they can make their payment: cash, check, or bank transfer. Kadima should make like she should basically he should give like keep all the options of making payments open for the customers. Also, increasing cash discounts will attract more customers. So that would be my advice to Kadima. You guys can give your advice. That's completely up to you. So that's it for this question. Thank you so much for watching.